another episode of Almost Athletes. We're going to do this is episode 9. If you've seen the title of the episode today, it's Shoot It, Gonna Shoot. If you pay attention to anything Happy Gilmore related, Shooter McGavin. We're going to talk a little bit about Happy Gilmore 2 today. We're also going to talk about a couple other things. We're going to talk about the MLB. Right now, a couple of players are playing really well. We're going to talk about the MVP odds. We're going to rotate into a little bit of NFL. We're going to talk about one of the best players in the league right now who requested a trade, Micah Parsons. Then we're going to roll over to Happy Gilmore 2, talk about the movie and the impact on society. And then we're going to talk about the WNBA. We're going to have Chris go on his rant. I'm going to go on a lovely rant. And then we're going to finish up with some golf. Talk about the FedEx Cup, Cameron Young, and then that will be doing it. But let's start it out. We're going to start out discussing MLB and the MLB MVP race. Currently, the odds to win the MLB, the American League MVP, currently has Aaron Judge as the front runner. If you've watched this season, at any point, you'll realize Aaron Judge is just basically keeping the Yankees in it. He has put up some great numbers. He just got back off the DL. I personally think he's going to win it. You know, you have Cal Raleigh from the Mariners, Tariq Skubal from the Tigers. They're both playing really well. My underdog, actually, believe it or not, is Bobby Witt Jr. He's a phenomenal player. He's upcoming. He's been in the league for a couple of years, a young, bright star. I don't see him staying with Kansas City overall, but I definitely think he'll be, the dark horse on this. Chris, do you think Aaron Judge is going to win the MVP in the American League?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's really anybody else that's going to come out on top. The only caveat to that, I think, is, are the Yankees good enough to really go deep in the playoffs? And if they're not, is that going to have an effect? Is somebody else going to come out because they have a really good end of the year leading up to the postseason? Because I have a hard time seeing the Yankees back in the World Series. I think the Dodgers have the potential to be back there, of course, but
yeah. I'll put it this way. For me, MVP is obviously the most valuable player, right? If you look at the Yankees without Aaron Judge in the lineup,
oh yeah, 100%.
you've seen them struggle. He's batting .339 this year, 37 home runs, 85 RBIs. He has 129 hits. I mean, he's doing it all for the Yankees. And the Yankees. Everybody keeps talking about the Yankees. Yankees. Look at this player. Look at that player. They have Stanton. They have Jazz. They have Volpe. They have Goldschmidt. They have Bellinger. Yeah, but realistically, you took Aaron Judge out of the lineup for a week and a half, and then all of a sudden, the Yankees struggled pretty bad. So for me, the MVP's got to go to Aaron Judge at this point. You take him all out of the lineup. He's just the play. The Yankees aren't the same team, and it really shows how important he is to the team.
Yeah, he's killing it for sure.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I'm going to go down. Let's talk about the National League. Right now, Ohtani is the favorite. And by the way, this is according to MGM, BetMGM, the sports book. So Ohtani's the favorite. Crow Armstrong is second. Kyle Schwarber is third based on their odds. Manny Machado and the asshole Juan Soto, who decided to go to the Mets. Let's talk about this. Do you really think Ohtani is the MVP this year?
I don't know how he's not the MVP every year. I mean, he's a great hitter and a great pitcher. So to me, I think it's hard for anybody in the National League to really compete.
Yeah, I think the one thing about him this year, his batting average is definitely going down. He's batting 276. He has 38 home runs. He has 73 RBIs. He has 121 hits. But for me, with Ohtani, is he's surrounded by a team of nothing but all-stars. You got Betts, you got Freeman, you got all these players around him that are just, you take Ohtani out of the lineup, Betts, even though he's had a hard stretch right there, he's still a dangerous hitter. You still have Freeman, who's just ridiculous as well. So, yeah, okay, he's pitching as well. And to be honest with you, he's gotten back into the flow. Like, I think he had 8 strikeouts. I think he had 8 strikeouts today, 2 hits or something like that in 4 innings. He's a phenomenal player, but is he my MVP for the National League? I don't think so. I actually think Kyle Schwarber is putting up one hell of a year for the Phillies right now. I mean, he's got 40 home runs, he's got 94 RBIs. I think him and his contributions to the Phillies means so much more.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I think it's hard for anybody to really though compete against somebody who's like pitching at a high level and batting at a high level, unless they also are like a Golden Glove candidate on like I mean, I just feel like there's just at least at his current pace, I think it's very difficult for somebody to compete against that unless they're just defensively playing lights out and also batting well. So
Yeah,
it's
my
tough.
my whole thing though is Armstrong, Crow Armstrong. Yeah, he's having a good year. I'm sorry, I don't think he's gonna win it. And quite honestly, right now, Soto, he's batting 249. He has 26 home runs. He has 64 RBIs. If he would have stayed in the other New York team, I think personally those numbers would have been extremely enhanced. I would have felt better about the Yankees' odds. But those really, for me, the numbers for him, those aren't MVP type
No,
numbers.
yeah, that's
They're not. And so I think in the National League, I think Schwarber definitely has a better opportunity. Now, Manny Machado has an average. He's batting 302. Home runs are down, 20 home runs. His RBIs are okay at 72. But Manny Machado plays in San Diego Padres. The National League, that division, typically the ballparks you're playing in a little bit more pitcher friendly ballparks. So you'll take those away. But Manny Machado is a phenomenal defensive player. I think if you're talking about all around players, not just hitting, Manny Machado definitely is the best out of all those. Otani, yeah, you can make the argument. Okay, he's a hitter and a pitcher, so there's those two aspects. I think I personally think Machado's having a great year, but are those numbers strong enough to win MVP? Not necessarily. So National League, I'm gonna go with Otani or Schwarber. I just think those two have the best numbers right now, and they have the biggest impact to their team. You think Otani's gonna win it? You think you got him down, locked in?
I think it's hard. I mean, Machado's not well. Definitely, since San Diego statistically doesn't really play very well after the All Star break, so we'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see.
that's a good point. That's a good point. San Diego. My problem with San Diego is San Diego. I love the stadium. I think it's great. But San Diego's fans are fair weather fans. Like I gotta be honest with you, like that stadium is gorgeous. The weather's always gorgeous, and the last several years they've had phenomenal teams. With the price point to go to games, I would have go to every fucking game. I mean, it's great baseball. It's cheap, and it's
Super
a
cheap.
good time. So why, like, I don't know, man.
Well,
Don't
because
even.
I mean, you've had to deal with traffic and down there. It's a nightmare. Parking is horrible.
Yeah, but I live
There's
down. I live downtown, so I never really had to worry about the traffic
Yeah, I mean,
situation
when
in
I
that
went to games, I
aspect.
lived like 3 blocks away or whatever, so I would just walk over there. But
No, that's a good
anytime,
point. That's a good point.
anytime, but I feel like, first of all those buildings are empty. So
Yes, they are.
there's a lot of those buildings that are around the ballpark that are there's because they're required to have certain price points
Hmm.
because of the California laws. There's just not a lot of people in there. Plus, a lot of them are like tax shelters. So they're just billionaires putting money into cities so they can just eventually
Oh,
hold.
I totally agree with
Yeah,
you. Yep.
so it's like there's just a lot of empty space down there that's not so like all the people that want to go to games are coming from up north or out east. What's that stupid Santee? And so
Okay.
like traffic downtown is terrible. If you're
Wait,
trying
Are
to
you
go
saying are you saying San Diego has horrible traffic?
down by the
Cal-
baseball stadium, it has terrible
California has
traffic.
bad traffic?
Oh
No
yeah, well
way.
California in
Can't
general
believe
has
that.
terrible traffic, but yeah. Yeah, the baseball stadium's ideally located for the venue, but not for people trying to get into the venue.
Yeah, that's a
My
good
buddy
point.
lives in the Icon building. He's saying that all the events down there have been just poorly managed. So we'll see. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't
Hey, Chris, I wanted to ask you, what is that over your left shoulder on the wall? What's that?
know.
What's that silver thing?
That is our 100,000 YouTube button for having 100,000 subscribers because we're ballers,
Yep.
almost patriots, and almost athletes.
Hmm.
We've combined. Obviously, we're the
Spin off.
sideshow with a spinoff, but
Yep.
yeah, it's almost Patriots' main podcast, 100,000 subscribers. So
Thank
pretty
you,
dope.
everybody, for watching, paying attention to us. But we're going to go back to a lovely sports element where we're going to shit talk on a couple of players and a couple of owners now. Let's go to our next topic.
Segway.
All right, all right. Micah Parsons has requested a
Hey, this time we
trade.
have a football player not in an orange jumpsuit because of jail time. So that's progress, I think, right?
Absolutely. So I want to talk about this a little bit. So Micah Parsons is in his last year of his contract, which is his rookie deal. I want to read off some stats, right? His first year, 2021, 13 sacks. Second year, 2022, 13.5. Third year, 2023, 14 sacks. And his fourth year, which was last year, 12 sacks. Um, he
10,
is
10
by,
sacks is doing pretty good.
oh, yeah, well, it's 12,
Yeah.
12
Well, 10,
sacks.
10 is 10 is like a pretty good benchmark. So anything more than
Absolutely.
that, yeah.
Okay, so first things first, I want to say this. He is consistently one of the best defensive players in the league.
Oh, dude's a
Okay?
stud for sure. Yeah.
Consistent. When he was, I think it was 2023, they did a survey by the players and the top 100 players, and he was the 12th rated player in the entire league. And that was ranked by fellow players. Okay? This guy is a stud. Okay? He's been going through some issues with Jerry Jones and getting his contract, basically getting a long term deal. I am in agreement with Micah Parsons. I think the way that Jerry Jones is handling this negotiation has been horrific. This is a star player. He's a face of your franchise, just like Dak Prescott. Um, you don't drag these things out. I think Jerry Jones is hoping that he will cave. But where Jerry Jones got really screwed is TJ Watt. TJ Watt signed, I believe it was, what was it, a 3 year, $123 million deal, okay, with a guaranteed of $108 million, okay? So I think it was 3 or 4 years, anyways. Where Jerry Jones thought, where he screwed himself was Jerry Jones decided, okay, I'm going to try to play a standoff, a long game, and eventually he'll cave. But once TJ Watt signed his deal and set the market value, which exponentially went a lot higher for Micah Parsons saw the going rate in the league. And he was like, screw this. I deserve my money. I deserve my pay. My body is getting beat to shit and I want a long term contract and get what I earn. And Jerry Jones is now being a asshole and not giving to him. So Micah Parsons requested a trade. Do I think really Micah Parsons wants a trade? No. I think it's leverage. I think it's him trying to basically get the fan base to go against Jerry Jones in order to get his contract. Do I think this trade request is anything serious? No, I don't think it's serious. But where it will get serious, though, is if Micah Parsons decides not to play, or if Micah Parsons decides to hold out until he gets his deal, and that will create a lot of issues for the Cowboys right then and there, because he's really the heart and soul of the defense, and he's a face for the league. So he's they got to give him a deal.
Well, to be clear, TJ Watt's deal was not at the end of his rookie contract. So it's not quite the same. It's not apples to apples. Um, I do feel like Micah Parsons should get paid, but he doesn't really have a whole lot of leverage. Only leverage he has is the trade because they can franchise tag him twice, and there's nothing he can do about it. So I don't know. I feel like you're right. The TJ Watt deal definitely changed the landscape a little bit, but also Miles Garrett's contract was pretty ridiculous as well. TJ Watt's only making a little bit more than I think they basically paid him just a little bit more than Miles Garrett just so he can be the highest paid non-quarterback.
Yep. Yeah,
Uh,
the way.
Same talent. I think Micah Parsons is just as talented as those two. Obviously, his numbers aren't the same. They're definitely getting more sacks than he is. But I think it's tough, man. I mean, I'm obviously not a 28-year-old superstar or whatever. How he's like, what I don't know how old he is, 27 or whatever.
Micah,
Yeah,
26.
yeah, 26. So I'm not a 26-year-old superstar, but it's tough. He doesn't have a lot of leverage. So to me, I feel like the more standard route would be to negotiate, after your rookie contract's over.
Mm-hmm.
But man, it's tough. I mean, I want to see the guy succeed. I want to see him get paid. I would would like to see him on any other team but the Cowboys personally, but whatever.
Oh yeah, I agree with you 100%. I would love to see him on a different team. The only reason why, so T.J. Watt's 4 years older than him. Okay, T.J. Watt, throughout his career has exponentially performed a little bit better. And what I mean by that is he had years of 15, 20 sacks, etc. He also has had more interceptions. He's also had more fumbles, causing fumbles and fumble recovery. Okay, I I I, I understand Michael Parsons' position, and you're right. He's a little hamstrung here because they can franchise tag him, and they can and actually trade him. They did exercise his 5th year of his rookie deal, which he is under contract. But I understand what he wants. He wants a long-term deal with guaranteed money. And I believe Jerry Jones made a comment that they were negotiating, but it's just not fast enough. And I think personally, it's not good on Jerry Jones' side because the optics don't look good. You have a guy that's been a Cowboy through and through, who's stated that he loved playing in Dallas. Obviously, he has frustrating moments, but he loves playing Dallas. He knows the systems. He's been in the system, and you have a guy that realistically, in my opinion, deserves the money. Now, is if he's asking for a ridiculous
Well, he
amount,
wants 200. I heard 200 million. I don't. It didn't say how many years, but they were saying 200 million.
that's got to be leverage because if Watt's deal is three for what was it? Watt's deal? I can't
I have to look
remember.
up Watts' deal. I don't remember the numbers either.
Yeah, I thought Watt. So he signed a 3-year extension worth 123 million, with 108 million guaranteed. So they're
Yeah,
literally basically on the same wavelength. So you're going to get 40 million. Watt's deal is what 41 million a year because I'm a mathematician. So he'll get he's going to be on par with 40 million a year. Is he looking for a 5-year deal for 200 million?
he's gonna get paid 20 million next year, no matter what. So
Yeah. So the whole thing is, 5-year deal is a little bit of a stretch in my opinion. Gets a 4-year deal, different story. You play by year, but you also give yourself a little bit of leverage because you're getting your payday at 40 million a year for 4 years. You're getting 160 million at the end of the day. Could the guaranteed money be the hiccup in this negotiation? Potentially, I don't know. I'm not on that side, but he's going to get guaranteed money. He should at least get 100 million in guaranteed money. So uh, I don't know. I don't think he's going to get traded at all. I think this is just a negotiation tactic. But you never know. We'll see what happens with Micah Parsons.
I was
I
I just always struggle with some of these things because, like, remember Edgerrin James left
oh don't
to go to
even.
the Cardinals, right?
Yep.
And I want to say he was gonna make like 25 million, and he left to make 30 million or something. It's like,
Hmm.
and then the Colts won the Super Bowl without him, and the Colts ended up giving him a ring anyways, which I thought was
It was
horseshit.
classy. It was classy though because he was a franchise name and everybody
Yeah,
knew him
but
when he was there for
to me,
years.
like 20 million versus 30. I mean, what? It's that's a shit ton of money. How much money do you really need? Do you need 200 million? Do you have to have 200 million?
So so if a competitor came to you right now and was like, "Hey Chris, I'll give you $500,000 a year for 5 years, and you're making 250,000 right now. Okay, would you go to the competitor for 500,000, or would you stay at your current job for 250,000?
Well, am I playing football?
No, this is they don't even revert back to football. This is the same logic though. It has to do with your job, right?
Well, here's the
So
thing. Here's the thing. Like, so, like, if I like my current job, 250,000 is a lot. Is plenty of money for me. Why the reason why I don't necessarily want to go for to 500K is because I'd have to know that the job and the culture and all this, because nobody wants to go and be miserable. And
you're
so, like,
guaranteed 5 years.
if you're really enjoying like the team in Dallas, then it shouldn't matter. 20 million, 30 million, who cares? If you're not happy with the franchise, I would not stay. I would go and take a pay cut to go play on a Super Bowl winning team if it was. I mean, that to me, like, I would much rather leave a shitty organization
Well,
and to make less money than stay in a shitty organization to make more money.
yeah, so that's like the Tom Brady thing. Tom Brady always took a pay cut. He wasn't always the highest paid quarterback in the league just to stay with New England. And that was his logic. Basically, like, I knew I was going to win. We needed the money to sign players. Hey, 20 million, 25 million is fine. I don't need to make the 40 million.
But I'm only willing to do that if I like my teammates, I like my coach, I like the organization, like I like all.
Uh,
If I don't like the owner and I don't like the locker room, I'm not staying to make more money. I'm
no,
totally
I
leaving.
agree. I agree.
So, I
I'm
mean,
different
I
though.
don't know what his I don't know obviously I don't know if he like really likes his locker room and just hates the owner or whatever. That would be tough. I would struggle with that decision for sure.
Nah, I'm different. If they gave me 500,000, I'm like, I'm out. Peace.
Yeah, I know you're a little bitch.
I'm out. Sorry, corporation's a corporation. Team's a team.
I really like my freedom. I like my ambiguity. I like to be able to, like, do what I want to do. So for me, like, I would have to know that where I'm going is going to be the same or better, like as far as the culture and my like
All right.
enjoyment
All right.
is.
I'll sweeten the pot. What if I was going to pay you $1.5 million, okay, to the competitor, guaranteed 5 year contract, an employment contract?
That's I mean that's different. Like that's a what is that? That's a 400%, 500% increase. Yeah. See, that's a totally
Yes.
different question. So like, but he's asking for, he's going to make 21 million. What does he want?
Yeah, but if
35.
if you could get 35 million on the market, see, same
It's
thing.
tough. It's tough. Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. All right, let's go into our next topic. This is my topic this week because I want to talk about it. Happy Gilmore 2 came out. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a little corny in certain areas. I thought it was entertaining, but I will throw a knock on the movie. I thought there was just too many cameos. Thought there were too many celebrity, um, appearances. I thought they played it safe in some areas. They had subliminal messages in there. Some of the scenes relate back to certain characters and people that came across Adam Sandler's life. I found it entertaining. I found it stupid, quirky. It's a typical Adam Sandler movie, but as a sequel to such an amazing movie, Happy Gilmore, which left such a legacy in the golf world and in the comedy world, I think they did a good job. I think they played it safe, but they did a great job. They didn't go over the top. They didn't try to do too little. They stayed true. They had some great scenes where they incorporated some of the old cast, especially Shooter McGavin. Um, I enjoyed it. Did you see it?
Yeah, yeah. No, I watched it. I liked it as well. I had some issues too with the Netflix feel. It
Yeah.
felt like a Netflix. It felt like a long Netflix TV show, and I mean, I get it, whatever. They're kind of doing their thing and they're making a ton of money. One of my favorite part is I love how Will Zalatoris
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah, yeah.
willing to like. I thought that was so cool. He's like, yeah, I'll take that. I look weird like the caddy
Yep.
I thought that was super cool.
I thought that was
Um,
hilarious as well.
yeah. Other overall, I mean, I thought yeah, there's some cheesy stuff. The whole removing the ligament thing was
Cheesy.
whatever. I don't know what that's all about, but
Well, the
I
Bad
hope I hope
Bunny.
I hope nobody goes and like tries to have surgery to remove the ligament or something. But
Yeah. the whole Bad Bunny caddy thing, I thought was a little stupid with the way I thought they could have casted it a little bit better. One of my favorite like segments was when he goes to the golf course to practice for the first time, and he's just horrific and he's
Oh yeah, that was
annihilated.
hilarious. Yeah, yeah,
I thought it was absolutely hilarious. He had all of his like little quirky jokes that he has in every movie, like those like 1-2 punches where it's like with the golf balls and like the clock and then John Daly being in it, which is fucking hilarious because John Daly is the like number one. He's known for his drinking, he's known for his smoking, and he's known for his outrageousness. And him being in the movie just adds another element to it. I thought it was entertaining. I had fun. I thought it was exciting. You can't like Adam Sandler. You can't go wrong with his movies. And the one thing about Happy Gilmore too is you could sit down and watch it and laugh at the stupidity because you're not really expecting a serious movie. You're not really expecting like some thought-provoking like movie. He has this like unique niche and he does it again with Happy Gilmore too, where it's like you're sitting down just for some laughs. You're not thinking serious. The acting's not going to be like amazing,
right.
but it's lighthearted and we don't have enough movies like that nowadays. And that's why I think why he's in such demand still. And when he comes out of a movie, everybody watches it.
Yeah, no, he's always been a very humble person. All the stories we've heard about Adam Sandler over the years have been all been pretty good. I mean, and then of course like his kids are in it. His
Yeah.
friends are in it. There's all kinds of cameos. I thought the number of cameos, like you said, definitely distracted a little bit. I thought it was weird though, uh, with the a lot of live golf players were playing on that side,
Well, yeah,
and so it was like I felt that was a little weird. I mean, I'm glad that they all like got along and everything went well,
yeah,
but it felt very much like a live golf sort of undertone, but there
it
was
was. You could tell
PGA
right away.
players there. It would have been different if it was all live golf players on the Happy Gilmore side, but it was like a mix. So yeah, whatever.
I thought it was entertaining. I liked how they played on Scotty's arrest and how
Oh
he's
yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah.
jail.
He's
I
like, not
like
again. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like how they had like these little quirks and these little jokes along the way.
Yeah,
Um,
they made fun of the PGA players or the golfers, and they seemed to like, be on board. So,
oh yeah, the PGA players and you obviously had the live golfers and they have that you could see they were making jokes going both ways. Um, the one thing I didn't like and I thought was really stupid is having his wife. Spoiler alert, everybody. If you do not want to know the plot line, uh, then
tune out.
exit. Yeah, exit. But I didn't like how at the beginning his wife died. I understand like what these movies tried to do, but I thought she was an important part of the first movie. And they did this press tour where she was involved in interviews for the second movie, and I was like, okay, she's gonna have a big role. She had no role.
uh, I dated a girl that always complained about that. That like every movie, the protagonist is only motivated to like win or succeed after his girl dies.
They did it in Deadpool too. They did
They
it
did
in
it
Deadpool
every.
too.
It's like the character arc for like so many protagonist storylines where the love interest has to die in order for them to like find the
Yeah.
motivation or whatever.
Oh yeah. But the unique thing though is I love, like you said, Will Zalatoris. Like
Oh
his
yeah, that was great.
cameos was hilarious.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, he has the typical characters that come in, and I was shocked to see Ben Stiller. Like I gotta be honest, Ben Stiller was great. But everybody, check it out. Get Happy Gilmore 2 a shot.
yeah, that was great.
You will enjoy it. You'll definitely find it entertaining. It's not rated R or X like his last movies where he cursed a lot. It's more family friendly. It's entertaining. It's fun. It will definitely pique your interest in golf somewhat. But go check it out.
We are not getting paid to promote this movie, so
Not one bit. Not one bit. Not one bit at all. Adam, but you can throw some money my way.
yeah, 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 for
Um,
sure, we'll take it.
yeah, yeah. All right, so we're gonna go to the next topic here. and it's our lovely topic because we've been talking about it a lot on this show, and we're going to talk some more about it. The WNBA T-shirts at the All-Star game. They wore all the teams wore all the players wore a shirt that says "Pay us what you owe us." Right now, the WNBA Players Association is going through a union battle. They're negotiating their new contracts, revenue sharing, etc. They are not too pleased though with the how do I say it? With the what's going on right now. They feel like they should be paid a lot more. Chris, take it away. Why don't you tell us how you feel on this?
Yeah, so when I first started looking in this, when the topic came up, I think it was last year when Caitlin Clark came into the league. The WNBA's never operated at a profit. They've always operated at a loss. They're always taking subsidies from the NBA in order to offset costs, which is a terrible business model. I honestly don't know how they've made it this far. But I was interested to see that they basically doubled their revenue since 2019, and yet they're still operating at a loss. And they're projected to double the revenue again in the next couple of years. So they're going to go from around $100 million revenue in 2019 to roughly 500 by 2028, and yet they're still projected to operate at a loss. So like, where's the money? Because like the players are only getting 9%.
9.7%.
So like, where's the money going? So
All right.
that's kind of what I was like a little curious about. Like, is this just really poorly managed, or is this that their TV contracts suck? I don't know.
Okay, so my opinion on this is you need to walk before you run. Um, the new, I believe it was the new TV deal was 2.2 billion. Okay, and that's over a several period of time. So
Yeah, it's a
what are
long
the
period.
players?
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's the collective bargaining agreement right now that they're negotiating. So what do
right.
they want? They want increased revenue sharing. They want higher salaries. They want improved benefits, which include healthcare, family planning support. They want a more flexible salary cap. And it would basically the salary cap wouldn't limit the players' movement. It would enable them to have more money to roster build, etc. And the bigger thing is they want more control over their image rights and revenue generated from their jersey sales. Now, discussed, Chris, you just discussed it beautifully. The problem is last year they lost, I believe it was $40 million. Okay. They've been at a
Which they
league.
only made 200 total, so that's like 25% of their revenue, basically. I mean, that's crazy.
Okay. Yes. So the issue is they haven't had a year where they're profitable. The NBA has been subsidizing them for years. Now they're increasing the amount of franchises. I believe the Boston Celtics like group or a Massachusetts group is moving one of the teams from one location over there for I think it was like $250 million. I think you're going to see revenue relatively shortly. I really do. I think with Caitlin Clark, and I know a lot of people don't like her. I know a lot of people are like, I hear too much of her name. But the reality is, Caitlin Clark coming into the league has generated a lot of new fans, a lot of new buzz. And, you should be thanking her because you have so many more people coming in. The revenue is growing. Now, okay. So, just to get into some numbers real fast, okay? Right now, the current CBA, the salary cap is, I believe, 1.5 million in salary cap, okay? Uh, they wanted to go up to 14 million, I believe it is. Uh, but the bigger thing is the WNBA only currently receives 9.3% of the league's revenue, which includes the ticket sales, merch, and TV deal. The NBA players receive 50%.
Yeah.
Okay. Why is this like I don't understand this. Like the NBA took years to get to the position,
Oh yeah,
okay?
100%. They didn't.
They
It was
they
not like that 20 years
they
ago.
yeah, they generate a massive profit, okay? And the thing I have which you know, it bothers me is if you expect to get the revenue sharing that the NBA got overnight, you're
You gotta be
absolutely out of your fucking mind.
No, you got to be profitable for a minimum, a couple, like 2 years in a row. Make money for 2 years in a row. We'll talk about paying you more money.
Yeah, so my problem is you just signed a new TV deal, right? You're definitely going to get paid more. There's no ifs, ands, buts about that. Your TV deal is exponentially blown through the roof. Okay, there are more teams coming into the league, which means you're going to sell more tickets. Okay, you're going to have more jersey sales. You're going to make more money. If you think you deserve 50% of the revenue sharing, okay, of you're out of your mind.
Of
Do
a
I
of an
think
of a business that's never made a profit in its 20 years of existence. It's never been profitable.
correct? So the way I look at it is, are they going to get a higher piece of the revenue sharing? Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
100%. I would probably put it around the 15, 17, maybe even the 20%. The only reason why I say that is because your TV deal alone is going to generate more revenue. So if the league does you right, they should increase your revenue sharing. But the second thing is it sustainable? Are your ticket sales or your jersey sales sustainable? Your history has shown you are not
no.
sustainable.
Caitlin Clark was hurt. Ticket sales plummeted.
Yeah. So it's demonstrating that you're not sustainable. So are they going to operate at a loss after that? Potentially. Now, I don't know how long the CBA contract will be signed, the negotiations, the agreement. It could be 3, 5, 7 years. I'm not 100% sure. But if you lock in for the revenue sharing to be at a certain amount, and let's say Clayton Clark and the league's revenue goes exponentially down, yeah, the TV contract is still there, but your ticket sales plummet. You're not making as much money. The WNBA might be in actually a deficit going forward. Like it doesn't just because you sign a big TV contract doesn't necessarily mean, oh, it generates more money because of all of these things. Your expenses are going to go up as well. You're asking for all these things. You have new teams. You're going to have to fly places. You're going to have to, it's like, okay, salary's going to go up. Yes. But if you expect to be paid $2 million a year or $4 million a year, each player on the team, you're out of your fucking mind. You're out of your mind. It's an unsustainable business model. But will they make more money? I believe so, yes. But if you're going to ask for crazy demands, I think you're high.
Well, yeah. Even if they make more money, are they going to make a profit? I think. I mean, just judged by like what we said, they've had essentially 100% growth over the last 4 or 5 years, and yet they're still operating at a loss. So like, how are they managed? Like, why are they losing money if they've gone from $100 million in revenue to $200 million in revenue, and yet they're still losing money? Like,
Yeah, I think
what is
I
like
think
what are they doing with that money? That's my question. It's like, is it just really poorly managed? Because it sounds like there's. I was reading some stuff about how they only take chartered flights and stuff. There's definitely costs that they could cut if they so choose.
mhm,
But they're also, like you said, they're expanding. I think they're supposed to have 4 new teams in the next few years.
yeah.
So I mean, I'm curious to see if they make 500 million in the next couple of years and they're still operating at a loss. That's going to be weird, and the CBA
So
might be part of that if they ask for too much money for sure.
so I just want to talk about this real fast because I'm reading something right now that's breaking down the money. So annually, the TV deal in 2026 will go from 45 million to 200 million annually. So, okay, so you're off to 200 million. If you don't have any ticket sales, if nobody's going to the games alone, merch stops selling. Uh, uh, Based on certain people's calculations, they would still be in the positive. I don't know if that's true, to be honest with you. I don't know if that will be true. If nobody goes to games just and you have $200 million annually just based off the TV deal, there's expenses that go into a lot of other things. So
Well, right
yeah,
now they made 200 million in 2024, and they were operated at a loss. So,
yeah, but what I'm saying is the TV deal because
well, the
previously the
TV deal
TV
kicks
deal was
in
45
and
million.
gives them 200 alone. But you're saying like
Yeah,
if they don't have any of their sales, that's 200 million. That's the same operating profit they have
well,
this year
yeah.
or
Well,
last year.
also the other thing is they have been putting tons of money into it, into the WNBA right now, they're trying to take advantage of Caitlin Clark with the marketing and everything like that. So they're throwing in a lot of money. Look, at the end of the day, they're going to get a raise. They're obviously the league's going to make some more money. But if you think you're going to make what LeBron makes in 1 year, or if you think what you're going to make the same amount as Steph Curry, or your revenue sharing is going to be the same at 50% as the NBA, I think you're high as a kite
Well,
personally.
well, the other thing too is like, I mean, you're asking for more money. With more money comes more responsibility. Right now, they are not monetarily required for the post game interview stuff. They they are habitually not showing up to post game interviews, not giving positive interviews, complaining the whole time. You don't see that in the in the NBA. The NBA guys, they show up to they show up to the interview, they talk the talk, and sometimes they bitch about their organization. For the most part, they're just answering questions from the reporters. And the WNBA players do not do that. And if that's one thing that they're going, if you want to make more money, that they're going to expect that you show up to the post game interview. They're going to expect that you like tote the line. They're going to this whole pay us what you owe us thing would not go over if there was serious money involved.
Hmm.
They would all get suspended. They're not these organizations. They're gonna make money, and if you're gonna lose them money, if the money that we're talking about NBA money, they're not gonna tolerate that. So like ask what be careful what you wish for, because there's gonna be restrictions that come with more money.
Yeah, I just read another article. There's a lot of NBA executives and owners that are invested in this league that have been frustrated because of the transparency on the financial numbers, because they have supported this league, the WNBA, for how many years now, and they have not turned a profit.
Nope.
And so, reading right now, it looks like James Dolan has been pushing Silver behind the scenes to get more transparency because they want to see a return on their money. So, yeah, so we'll see what happens. I'm not inclined on holding somebody over the barrel and say pay us, and then say we're gonna lock out and we're not gonna play. That's not a position. I understand some players agree with that, some people agree with that. I've never been that way. There's a give and take in every negotiation, but you have to be realistic on both sides. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's go to the last topic. Let's talk about. Well, it's not the last topic. We
Last
broke it
two
down
ish.
into
Yeah, yeah.
two. Okay, so Cameron Young, baby,
The man, the myth.
he finally won. Cameron Young finally got his first PGA Tour victory. Um, he was a runner-up 7 times. Okay. And the best part about it is, it was what he won the Wyndham Championship. Okay. Um, it felt like forever.
Oh
I
my God. Yeah.
it felt like forever. I like Cameron Young a lot. Actually, believe it or not, Cameron Young did not grow up too far from where I currently or I grew up. So Cameron Young, his father is a professional at a club called Sleepy Hollow Country Club, which is a very exclusive club. He attended Fordham Prep, which is it's a bunch of little waspy kids, personally. Um, and then he went to play at Wake Forest University. Many people in the area have seen him play. Many people have talked to him.
Dude hits the ball a mile.
He's actually a real. I've never had the opportunity to meet him, but a bunch of people say the same thing. His father, he are very very nice people. They're great people. So to see him win, I'm finally happy to see it happen. Because quite honestly,
Just
it's
say you're finally
been,
happy. That was all it took. That was the last. That was the last
dude.
off for you to
He
be happy.
won. No, I'm finally happy to see him win. I'm not happy as generally I'm not a happy a person. So to give you a little idea, he won by 6 strokes. He shot a 22 under par. He took home a whopping 1.7 million dollars in the event. He's he finally took it home. He tied the course record or the tournament record score with 258. It's impressive. He had a hell of a round, hell of a player, and he finally won. Did you watch any of the event, Chris?
Oh yeah, yeah. I like watching Cam Young. Like I said, he hits the ball a mile. He does have a lot of short king energy, like you. Um,
I'm
He's
not short, motherfucker.
well, I know it's funny because like when I see both of you, I think, oh my god, I keep forgetting that you guys are like 6'1". I mean, just like
He's 5'11", okay? I'm 6'1".
whatever. He's taller than he looks. But yeah, no. The cool thing too is he was the thousandth in unique PGA Tour winner in history.
That's actually pretty cool.
I thought that was cool. Yeah, yeah. So kind of a cool milestone, and especially not only do you hit this like really cool milestone, but at the same time, like I mean, he should have won a bunch of times. I mean, the guy's just
Yeah.
really good. I mean, we've all been rooting for him to win. I'm glad to see that he finally like got over the hump because obviously that first win is the big one, and then I think he'll start to win more. I'm curious. Hopefully, he starts winning majors because he's got the game. I mean, great golfer. Just that it's hard to get over that hump sometimes. I think.
Yeah. Well, just to give you guys a little idea, the Wyndham Championship is the final tournament of the FedEx
Mm,
Cup regular season. And just to give you an idea, it determines the top 70 in the FedEx Cup. So it goes into the lucrative postseason. Okay. And as we're talking about that, let's discuss the FedEx Cup. So, what do
fun
you.
times.
Oh,
Fun
I love this
times.
time. I love
Yeah.
this time.
So
It's such
I
great.
was thinking about we talked a little earlier. This time of year is always tough for me because like I mean I feel like baseball before the All Star weekend is not really exciting for me. Anyways, some people would disagree. I've never really been interested. So I don't really like to watch baseball until later. Obviously, hockey's over. Football hasn't started yet. Basketball's over. The WNBA goes in All Star Weekend around the same time, which I don't really watch that many WNBA games.
Hmm.
And then you got basically the Open, which is always like on my birthday, around my birthday, which is just cool. And then the FedEx Cup. I mean, that's pretty much it. To me, I think the FedEx Cup is like the last bastion before football starts. And so the format has been weird, but I mean they've changed the format a ton of times since its inception. But I've started. I like the way they're doing it now, where the kind of dwindles down. Plus, it's a lot more. I think I would imagine if I was a player, when you get down to the top 30, it's a lot easier because like in some of these tournaments, the first two rounds they're like 6 hour rounds because there's so many people playing to
Hmm.
qualify for the weekend. And so like you gotta just like it's a grueling first 2 days of golf. And then you get
Cry
down to the
me a
weekend.
river.
I know, I
Oh,
know, I know. But it's also not as much fun for us because then we don't we want to see the marquee groups playing and we like have to watch them sit around and wait on the tee box.
absolutely.
So I prefer it. I mean I love watching like I was thinking about this other day. I think it might have been last year, the year before, where Justin Thomas was on the bubble
Hmm.
and he was on 18, had to chip in for birdie to make 70, and it
Hmm.
hit the pin and like went out, didn't go in. And he like collapses like on the edge of the green because he knows. I mean, all these players know what they need to do to make the cut.
Oh yeah,
I thought it was just, it's one of those like we're all rooting for it to go in the hole, and it's like, oh, and then it doesn't go, and then he doesn't make the cut, and
it's
it's fun to
exciting.
watch. It
It's
is a lot more
exciting.
fun to watch.
So to give you guys a little bit of an idea, I'm going to break it down a little bit as it relates to format. So the first event is the top 70 points leaders, and that's the FedEx St. Jude's Championship. Okay. After that occurs, the next event is called the BMW Championship with the top 50 point leaders. Now that's after the FedEx St. Jude Championship. Okay. And then the last event is the Tour Championship, and that's the top 30 point leaders. The amount of money basically paid
It's
out
gotten ridiculous.
is ridiculous now. So, one thing that the league decided to do is if you're familiar with golf, the Live Tour has an increased payout system where you can make money as a team format or individually, but you get paid a lot of money.
A
So if
lot
you
more
win,
money.
a lot of money. So what the PGA Tour did was they were like, okay, if we want to keep players on the PGA Tour instead of defecting to the Live Tour, we're going to increase the purses and we're going to increase the amount of money that you can win at these events. Okay, so that's that. But I wanted to give you guys a little update. So
That's why they also created the marquee events or whatever they're called,
the
right?
marquee events, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So now to give you a little insight, Scotty Scheffler is the number one point leader in the FedEx Cup. Rory's two, Sepp Straka is three, Russell Henley is four, and Justin Thomas is five. So now the unique thing about this though is so if you didn't want to play in the FedEx St. Jude Championship and you were let's say in the top 10 of the points leaders, you don't have to play. You can skip it. And in fact, that is what Rory McIlroy is doing. He is skipping the first event because of fatigue, and he's just going to relax, take some time off. And quite honestly, I think he's going to kick back some Guinnesses and just chill out.
Good for
Um,
him.
yeah. So this is the unique thing, though. So a lot of people don't understand the system and the way it works, but the first event itself, right? The FedEx St. Jude Championship, the prize money from that event itself is $20 million. $20 million. Okay. So the second event, because we are talking about financials, is $20 million as well. The last event, the Tour Championship, if I remember correctly, it's a lot more, right?
So yeah, I feel like last year Scotty won like 8 or 9 million when he won, which is like by far the highest payout of any single event.
Yeah. It was not it was good thing. Great. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for fucking me up this computer. Um, yeah, I believe it's like it's an insane amount this year. Anyways, long story short though is why it's unique, okay? Is and when we discuss like the purse, that's the total money included for every person in the tournament. So and it's ranked. So let's say for example, the number one player in the tournament might win 7 million, the next player 5 million, the third player, etc. So the unique thing about this is the way that the format is set up. It's like kind of like a playoff system to show who's the best player. I think personally this year Scotty is going to take it. I think Scotty is just always a great player. I think you can't sit there and turn around and push him out the way and say he's not going to win it. I mean, in fact, last year he won it. So you got to go with the strong suit.
It's 10 million this year for the winner.
Oh God, poor boo hoo.
Scotty's gonna be
Yes,
tough to beat, especially if he's because you still get the 10 stroke lead, right, or whatever it is now. They get a
yeah, you get
10.
a lead based on like yeah, it's kind of. I think that's stupid personally. I think it's really stupid. You give them a lead based on their points and where they are,
Well, he's
and
undefeated after a 54 hole lead, right? Pretty
yeah,
sure he's undefeated after a 54 hole lead, which is
yeah,
that's tough.
I think
Or
it.
at least
I think
70. He's like a really high winning percentage at 54 hole lead,
yeah, yeah. So I think
but yeah,
honestly, yeah, I think honestly, Scotty, the way he's playing, the way he's been dialed in, I don't see him losing.
yeah, it'd be tough. It'd be tough. He's playing really really good golf. The thing that's crazy about Scotty is he's always hole high. So like he's never, you know, he's always got like a. I mean, it might be a long putt, but he's hole high, so he's still putting for birdie. His GIR is ridiculous. I mean, he's just such a great ball striker. I mean, it's insane.
So just to confirm that, so after the second event, which is the BMW Championship, the FedEx point leader, okay, starts with a 10 under par. He already starts with that. The second player starts with an 8 under par. The third player starts at a 7 under par, etc. Okay? So, also, by the way, it says that the FedEx champion earns 18 million, a bonus of 18 million. So on top of all the purses, you get an $18 million
Yeah,
check.
yeah. So the winner of the tournament's 10 million, and then the winner of the FedEx Cup points, I think it's 18, right? Because they're not the same anymore.
Yeah. Yep.
They don't have to be
Exactly.
the same anymore. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So yeah. So I'm going with Scotty. I'm sorry. Right now he's the point leader, and if you're giving him 10 under par on the final event, yeah, I'm gonna have
It's
to
gonna be
sit there and
tough.
say it's gonna be
It's gonna be
kind of tough
tough.
to beat him. Um, Like, for example, last year he won by 4 strokes. Come on, like really, seriously, like get the hell out of here.
Yeah, it does make it tough. I mean, I like that they give an advantage to somebody who's like been consistent all year to give them a better odds of winning. But I also would like to see if them like give the winner, so the number one ranked player before the game starts should get like a some sort of bonus, and
Yep.
then the 30 player field is even, and that's a different, like the FedEx Cup tournament winner should be a different than I think the actual FedEx Cup points leader, which they are. But I feel like the points leader gets a pretty ridiculous advantage.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
but yeah,
Scotty's first right now with 4,800 points. He's played in 16 events. Rory is in second. He's the only one, in my opinion, that is going to be able to stay with Scotty. Um, yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting one. You got to go with Scotty just to play it safe this year. Um,
I
yeah, it's
mean
pretty much.
Cam Young would be a great dark horse. He's in the top 10, I think, right, 11th or something
Yeah,
in
but he's so
points.
far. Yeah, but he's so far. Like I mean, like he's further back. I think he's. I'll tell you right
I think
now.
he jumped
Cam
into like 10th or 12th.
16th.
Yeah, so I mean, he's playing really good golf, so it'd be interesting to see because he could still win the tournament.
Yeah, he
Um,
could, but I think it's going to be a long shot,
yeah, but if he
personally.
like if he wins the FedEx, jumps another 500 points, he's gonna be right down in there. So, anyways,
Yeah. All right. Well, great.
I'm
Thank
really
you for.
rooting for Aubert. I like that kid.
Are you? You know who I'm
Yeah.
rooting for? I'm rooting for your mom.
Oh snap!
Damn, son. All right, guys. That is it. That's all the topics we talked about today. We had on the agenda. We ran a little bit longer. We ran actually about a half an hour longer than what we usually want to do. Um, you
Well,
know that.
it's been a while. We haven't done one in a while. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're getting back into the flow of everything. We took some time off. Thank you for tuning in, listening to us rant about some sports, give you some updates. Chris' new silver button behind his
yeah,
forehead, that huge,
appreciate
massive
everybody.
forehead.
Appreciate everybody.
Um, Make sure you tune in tomorrow for the Almost Patriots podcast, which is at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to have some great topics. We're going to have a little bit more videos and a little bit more graphics. Chris, I swear to God, I hate you, you fucking asshole. I hate that fucking thing. Um,
I know
Everybody,
every time.
I hate
Every
it. I hate it.
time.
I hate it.
I love it.
I'm
I'm doing
Bill.
it every time forever until you stop saying you hate
Nope.
it.
I will break your computer. Um, Thanks, guys, for tuning in. It's your boy Mike from New York, your boy Chris from
What's up, everybody?
yeah, from Indiana. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Remember, Almost Patriots, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Have a good
Cheers,
night,
all.
everyone.
Peace.